In the small town of Jeffersonville, Indiana, a dark and unsettling mystery surrounds its aging cemetery. Nestled at the edge of the thick, shadowy woods, the full moon bathed the gravestones in a ghostly light, and the stillness was broken only by the rustling leaves, whispering secrets long forgotten. Officer Avery Hamilton, a dedicated member of the local police force, was on duty that fateful night, responding to concerning reports from townsfolk. Strange sounds echoed from the forest. Eerie sightings of an old woman had been seen. And most disturbingly, rumors swirled about a haunted house on the outskirts of town, sending shivers through the hearts of children and adults alike. As she walked through the cemetery, Avery stumbled upon a group of children huddled together, their faces pale with fear as they sang in soft, tremulous voices, an old rhyme that rattled in her mind. The rhyme spoke of a vengeful spirit, a woman scorned and longing for revenge. Jenna, the words hung in the air, a haunting melody calling to her instinct to protect her town. Just as she was about to dismiss the chants as mere tales of youth, her radio crackled to life, cutting through the eerie atmosphere. She received a call that sent her heart racing. A young woman named Mia, known for her haunting beauty and sweet disposition, was reported missing. The last known sightings placed her in the nearby state park with a small group of friends during the camping trip. Avery knew she had to act fast. She rushed to the park, where the dense trees loomed like silent sentinels. Upon arrival, she found Mia's friend, Melissa, visibly shaken. It was horrible. Avery, the shadows. They were everywhere, she exclaimed, gripping Avery's arm as if clinging to a lifeline. Melissa recounted the trip's events, darkening the edges of Avery's soul with each word. They had ventured into the woods, laughter echoing through the trees, until strange happenings interrupted their joy. Shadows flickered at the corners of their vision, whispers brushed against their ears, and a stranger had appeared among them, an old man with wild hair and piercing soulless eyes. He warned them to leave, claiming that the spirits of the forest were restless. The group had laughed it off, but deep down, fear festered. Despite their growing anxiety, they stayed. Only Nia wandered further, enchanted by the whispers in the wind. Now she was missing, and Avery felt the weight of the world on her shoulders. As she delved deeper into her investigation, Avery found herself back at the heart of Jeffersonville. In a cramped apartment in Queens, she met Robert Harrington, a local handyman with a reputation for being reclusive. "I know Maya," he said abruptly, his eyes darting around the room, refusing to meet hers under intense questioning. Robert revealed a deeper connection to the case. He had seen Mia stand transfixed at the edge of the woods, entranced by a gray, vigored fog, before she vanished. The threads of a chilling narrative began to weave together. In Avery's mind, she uncovered that Mia had been bullied at school for her looks, pushing her towards the darker corners of the world. The locals hinted at the ghost of the old woman, a figure lost to tragedy. This ghost was said to wander the forest, her grief twisting into rage as she searched for her lost love who had been unfairly taken from her. With Robert's account fresh in her mind, Avery now knew that this was about more than just a simple disappearance. This was a reckoning with something far more sinister. The stress mounted when Avery received a phone call with breathy noises on the other end and nothing more. So panic flooding her senses. She knew she had to find Melissa. When she arrived at the abandoned church where they often found refuge during their investigations, the sight left her breathless. The heavy door creaked open to reveal the sanctuary, cloaked in shadows and despair. But when she entered, she found Melissa bloodied and unconscious. Avery's heart sank. The darkness was closing in, and it felt overwhelmingly suffocating. In that moment of despair, she realized she was fighting, not just for Melissa and Maya, but also against her own inner fears that had been awakened in the face of this malevolence. In the depths of despair, Avery stumbled across an old diary hidden beneath the floorboards of the church, its pages fragile and yellowed. It belonged to Mia, detailing her fears and glimpses of the old woman haunting her dreams. The entry spoke about lost love and despair of the pain echoed through time like a siren's call. As she read, a surge of determination filled her. The key to ending the haunting seemed to lie in the diary, revealing an ancient ritual meant to appease the spirit. Avery's heart raced as she prepared for the final confrontation. Armed with the diary and accompanied by her loyal dog Buzzly, she ventured into the forbidding woods, metaphorically and literally stepping into the heart of darkness. The moon shone high, guiding her path as she reached a clearing that felt charged with energy, revealing the sacred ground where the tragedy had played out. With a mixture of fear and resolve, she marked the earth and began the ritual, chanting the incantations inscribed in the diary. The air thickened, electrifying as shadows danced around her, coiling closer. And then she saw her as the old woman, ethereal and cloaked in sorrow, emerging from the veil of darkness. "Why must you persist? Leave me in peace." The woman cried, her voice like the rustle of dead leaves. "Your pain can find closure," Avery pleaded, desperately reaching for understanding. "Let the past die so you can too." With newfound strength, she poured her heart into the ritual, recalling the transformation from fear to compassion, calling upon the goodness within the town to counterbalance the evil that had festered. In a blinding flash of light, shadows recoiled. The old woman hesitated, and for a moment, the eerie sounds faded to silence. Then, as the darkness began to dissipate, a sense of peace fell over the woods. The heart-wrenching scream from the woman morphed into a soft weeping, the spirit finally connecting with her humanity. As Avery held her gaze, the atmosphere shifted, the circles of fear broke, the spirit turned to mist, and with a final sigh, the woods returned to their tranquil state, the air clear, the shadows retreating. After the confrontation, Avery found Maya disoriented but alive, and even more importantly, her burden unshackled. With tears streaming down her face, Mia uttered a tender thank you as the dawn broke over Jeffersonville. It brought with it a sense of revival, an opportunity to face the past free from its bitter shackles. For Avery, the experience was transformative. She carried the experience within her, contemplating the shadow between nightmares and the light of reality. She re-entered her life in Jeffersonville, forever changed, a steadfast guardian against the darkness that had once threatened her community. Thus, the story of the shadows of Jeffersonville echoed the show, haunting reminder that sometimes we must confront the ghosts of our past to break free from their grasp. The horrors discovered within the woods would forever remain a thread in the fabric of their lives, a testament to their strength against the shadows. # horror story # bedtime mystery # supernatural # mystery # Jeffersonville.